make this video. It's fucking 3:15 in the afternoon out here in California. The next press conference is supposed to start in about 15 minutes, but so I just want to make this video real quick before it starts. I'm watching Dana White. Watching Dana White at a press conference right now. Anyway, these two press conferences, man, what a fucking spectacle. I love it. The first press conference in LA I thought it was pretty much a dud. I was so hyped up for the press conference. Let me shut this shit off. Shut up, Dana. I was so hyped up for these press conferences, man. I was looking forward to it. I knew exactly what time it was going to start. I had found the YouTube channel that was going to be showing it. I was like, man, I can't wait to watch this shit. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little disappointed in the LA press conference. But they more than made up for it in Toronto, man. But anyway, about the LA one, that was interesting because they definitely set Conor McGregor up on that first one. I mean, first of all, they played the music and they kind of played it fucked up. You know what I mean? Like it was a little fucked up. And then he comes out and he's standing out there for like 10 minutes just doing nothing. They kind of left him hanging. But you know that Mayweather Promotions did this shit on purpose. And then finally Mayweather comes out and you could tell, you know, Conor ended up saying later he didn't know what was going to happen. It was a totally different format. You had these fucking Showtime executives come out and talk slow as fuck and boring, and people are booing them. Nobody wants to hear this shit. I mean, these people should know this by now, you know. But it had some very interesting things. I remember at one point when, like I said, it was definitely a setup in favor of McGregor. There was one point, I wish I had the video. Maybe I'll make another video a bit later. But there was one point where Conor McGregor is yelling at Mayweather, and you could hear the DJ playing something, keep your bitch in line, keep your bitch in line. There was one big moment where Conor McGregor said, dance for me, boy. Now, when I heard that, I was like, oh, shit, motherfuckers are going to take this and run with it. But it's funny because Conor McGregor immediately corrected himself, and he said, dance for me, son. He said, dance for me, boy. Dance for me, son. And it was funny watching Floyd Mayweather come out, and he had this whole choreographed shit. You could tell the shit was choreographed. Hard work! And then the fucking crowd starts fucking screaming back and fucking, where's the easy work? And then they're pointing and shit. So this was all choreographed, obviously, by Mayweather Promotions. But overall, I thought LA was kind of a dud. I was actually going to go. I thought about going to Staples Center to see it. But it just sounded like too much of a hassle, man. I didn't really want to waste the time driving to LA. I live like about an hour from LA, and then having to fucking park and all. It's a fucking big headache, okay? I ain't trying to do all that shit. So I'm glad I stayed home. It's weird because I heard that it was a sold out event, even though they didn't sell tickets. But Staples Center holds like 20,000, 18,000 people, but the final numbers were only like 11,000 and something. So I don't know what happened. That you could see there was a lot of empty seats at the arena. So I don't know why it didn't fill to capacity for whatever reason. Maybe there was a lot of greedy scalpers who couldn't sell their tickets. So I guess that's the only thing I can think of. But then Toronto came. Holy fuck, Toronto. That shit was supposed to start at 2:30, and it didn't start till like 4 o'clock. I mean, we're talking waiting for an hour and a half for this shit to start. But boy, did it deliver, man. This was the press conference that I was expecting. This was fucking epic. I hardly ever use the word epic. It's a fucking lame-ass, douchey word, but there are appropriate times, and this was an epic press conference. This is probably the greatest press conference of all time. I mean, seriously. I've seen many, UFC press conferences, boxing press conferences back in the 90s. The 90s had some of the greatest boxing press conferences, especially with Mike Tyson. And then towards the end when you had Lennox Lewis stirring up shit. But this was pretty fucking epic. I mean, that's why Conor McGregor is who he is. The dude is just a master at this shit. and it was truly epic. And he just came out storming, man. I mean, a lot of people are saying, you know what, I'll give LA to Floyd, but that was mainly because of it was a setup. You know, they didn't really let Conor do what he does. They cut off Conor's mic, and it was kind of like unplanned. He didn't know what to expect. But Toronto, I'm not going to say Conor destroyed him. I mean, he did, but then again, Floyd had some great microphone work too. But I still got to give it to Conor, especially when Conor went after Showtime, man. He was like, fuck Showtime. And then he said, fuck you. So to that Espinoza guy, that was a fucking, I mean, I was watching this shit like, holy shit, you know, this is crazy. And that moment, actually, if you watch that video where he says, fuck Showtime, because Floyd was laughing when Conor said, fuck the Mayweathers. Floyd Mayweather was laughing his ass off. Nothing phases Floyd. But when he said, fuck Showtime, and he got in Espinoza's face, you could tell Floyd was a little like shocked. Like he was like, oh shit. He wasn't expecting that. Floyd was like, watch it again. Go on YouTube and look that part up. He says, fuck the Mayweathers. Mayweather's just laughing. Then he says, fuck Showtime. And he says, fuck you, you little weasel. And watch Floyd Mayweather's face. He was kind of like, whoa. But then slowly you could see it on Floyd's face, man. He was enjoying it. He's loving this shit. You know, and then the part where Mayweather grabs the Irish flag and he's, you know, prancing around, and Conor got all pissed off. You better not do nothing to that flag. Then he grabs his backpack. Man, this was so fucking great. So fucking great. This is exactly what I wanted to see. And I cannot believe we got 2 more days of this. Like I said, the next press conference is about to begin. It's 3:23, so it's about to begin in about 7 minutes. I'm hoping it starts on time, not like yesterday where we waited an hour and a half for this shit to start. But this one is in Brooklyn, New York. I wonder what's going to happen there, man. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, man, this is awesome. It's actually, I'll be honest with you, I was a little worn out yesterday after watching this shit. I was like, as much as I loved it, I was a little worn out, and I kind of had enough. Like, man, this is a little too much. It's like over, what do they call it when you're what do they call it when you're just overload? You have an adrenaline or I don't know what is that shit called. It's just like your senses are overloaded. Like, as much as I love it and I do want to see it again, I kind of don't want to see it again because it's just like too much, man. But as far as the controversies, this is the thing that surprised me the most about Toronto, because as I said, in LA, a lot of people were like, "Oh shit," he said, "Dance for me, boy," and I was like, "Yeah, but Conor McGregor, you know, I don't think he's a racist. He's always." You could tell that he's even said in interviews before that he loves all cultures and he takes from all cultures. I mean, the dude, you know, idolizes. I mean, I think personally he takes a lot from Floyd Mayweather. He patterned a lot of his career after Floyd Mayweather. You know, he obviously loves hip hop culture. You know, he loves Biggie. He named himself after Biggie, the Notorious B.I.G. He's dressed like Biggie with the Coogee sweaters. Um, so I don't think he's a racist. And then when he corrected himself the second time, he said, "Dance for me, boy." And then right away he said, "Dance for me, son." But this is what surprised me about Toronto. He said it again. He said, "Dance for me, boy," again. So when he said that, I was like, oh shit, either this guy is doing some covert racist shit, or he didn't hear about the backlash that it created the first time. But I thought that he only said it once, and a lot of people didn't catch it the second time, but he did say it a second time. The only other thing I wanted to add about this is, as I wrap this video up, is watch. This press conference was so monumental. It is going to change shit around. And I guarantee you, one of the biggest critics of this event has been Oscar De La Hoya, because he's a competitor. You know, he's pissed off. Oscar De La Hoya is pissed off because this event is only 3 weeks before Triple G Canelo, and he's calling it a farce. He's calling it a joke. He's saying it's not a real fight. So Oscar De La Hoya has been talking mad shit. But you watch. This Mayweather-McGregor press conference is going to change the game, because now everybody's going to try to do this shit on this scale. And I guarantee you, Oscar De La Hoya is going to try to do some shit like this. If he doesn't, I'll be surprised. But watch. Watch all the fucking boxing press conferences of the last 30 years, and now watch post Mayweather-McGregor press conferences. I predict there's going to be a difference in how they're run because of this event. Epic, man. Fucking epic. All right. The event is going to start shortly, at least I hope. Let's see how Brooklyn, New York goes. And I'll see you on the other side.